aspiring school leader here at KGDR Review Center. Bless our future principals with clarity of mind, courage in decisions, and perseverance in every challenge. Grant them peace as they review, focus as they prepare, and confidence as they take the examination. May their hard work bear fruit and success, not only for themselves, but for the teachers, learners, and schools they will serve. Lord, we humbly lift up our prayers to Past and Kesh, that each answer may reflect the wisdom you have given and the values we hold dear. As they achieve this goal, may they remember that leadership is service and success is a calling to uplift communities. Unite us in purpose, strengthen us in spirit, and lead us toward the fulfillment of our calling as faithful servant leaders. This we ask in your holy name. Amen.
Good evening to everyone. Magandang gabi po sa ating lahat. Am I audible? Hello? Naririnig niyo po ba ako? Good evening po sa ating lahat. Hello? Hello, Top Notchers. Naririnig niyo ba ako?
Hello po, sir. Good evening po.
Kala ko nahulog na ako. Yung prayer kanina, narinig niyo ba? O walang sound?
Yes po. May sound po, sir. May sound
Walang
po.
sound. Okay. Once again, let's make this evening a wonderful and fruitful encounter as we again prepare ourselves for the forthcoming 2026 National Assessment for School Heads. There's no substitute for preparation. There's no substitute for being ready. Okay, so always day by day as we approach the time and as we approach the nearest exact date and we are to be ready. So lahat may weapon na tayo, meron na tayong mga wisdom and knowledge to select the best answer and the moment to achieve that dream. Of course, is to start always with preparation. And tonight, though we only have a few number, we'll still work on with our review. So sit back and relax. I want you to participate because the first set of our activity will be question and answer, and you will be providing responses based on the presented slide. Would that be okay to everyone? Okay po ba na sumagot po tayo at i-open ang ating mga kanya-kanya pong microphones as we together solve the following sets of questions.
Okay po, sir.
Okay? Almighty. Can you see the slide now for the first question?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we have here the question, and along with that is the table or a diagram or a presentation. Says here that based on the data provided, which of the following is the most critical issue that needs to be addressed to improve the quality of health and nutrition programs among our early childhood, or the ECCD? Is it A, the lack of coordination between the government bodies, B, the lack of financial resources for nutrition programs, C, the governance and implementation of health and nutrition programs, or D, inadequate number of qualified nutritionists and healthcare professionals? So which is the most critical issue in addressing the quality of health and nutrition at a very early age? No, because this is a contributory to the improvement of education. The quality of education rests on the quality of good nutrition. in the home and in the other institutions in the local government unit. Okay? What would be your answer?
Letter C po, sir.
C. Who says C? Ma'am Miriam.
Yeah.
Other responses? Mga kapatid, wala na? Si Ma'am Miriam lang ba? Who
C,
else?
sir.
Ha? Sino yon? Si Sir Jason ba yon?
Yes, sir. Letter C.
C? Okay. Let's reveal the answer. Yes, you are correct. No, the governance and implementation of the various health and nutrition programs in the local government units, especially among barangays. No, if all barangay units and health centers could provide the nutritions and the implementation of health programs among our kids, no, when they are properly vaccinated, they're given the optimum nutritions during their ECCD sessions sa ating mga daycare centers or ECD centers ay maganda, no, ang magiging upbringing niya for the continuity of the basic education for the rest of 6 years in elementary, no? Okay. Next. Okay, study the data for 1 minute. Then we'll be asking to read and analyze the sets of questions. Once again, the data presented here based on the EDCOM Report 1. No? EDCOM Report 1. Now, the question says, using the data again provided, the goal is to ensure that by 2030, the proportion of household meeting 100% of the recommended energy intake increase to 45.5%. Given the baseline of 31.7 in 2013 and the latest data showing in 19.5% in 2019, what strategy or combination of strategies would be most effective in achieving target in 2030 that will have it 45.5%? Okay. Is it A, we improve governance and implementation of nutrition programs through local partnership and increase public awareness? B, increase subsidies for nutritious food and strengthen food security programs in rural and marginalized urban areas? Is it C, integrate nutritional education into the national school curriculum and incentivize household level compliance with dietary guidelines? Or D, all of the above combined, focusing on coordinated efforts in policy implementation, awareness campaigns, and targeted support for low income households? What would be
Sir,
the best strategy so that we could meet 45.5% increase target in 2030? Answer?
sir, sir, letter
Letter
D,
D.
parang pasok lahat,
D,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir,
C?
parang pasok lahat kasi eh.
D, sir.
Okay.
Letter
D.
Is
D.
it C or D? Last answer?
D, D po.
D, sir.
Ah, dog or
D, sir.
D po.
dog or boy? I cannot recognize if B or D.
Dog po.
Yeah.
Letter D,
Dog,
dog.
sir.
Okay,
Sir.
all of your answers are correct. Those A, B, C, D are all compliant to the increased percentage in the coming 2030. So our answer is all of the above combined. Okay, ganda ng mata natin. Next, 1 minute again to study.
Based on the data in table 4. What significance is table 4?
Focus. 2000 still being construction. Focus the perspective open for school building. The rest is we just teaching.
Hello, what's your answer?
Pugtug to letter A, sir.
Letter C, sir.
C
Letter
is
A po sa
C or
akin, sir.
A?
Letter B, sir.
Final answer?
Letter letter A po sa
Wait lang ha,
Letter
may
B.
inaayos lang. Okay. Wait lang, may inaayos lang ako. Full layout. Wait lang, inaayos lang ako. Share screen. Okay na. Okay na. Yan. Where are we? Yan. Okay, our answer is letter. We peg our answer in letter A. Letter A, would that be okay? Okay, we shift focus from sports development and let's pay attention to the implementation and provision of the school office supplies in the MOOE, from building constructions to acquisition of the school sites as well, increase salaries and wages of our teaching and non-teaching personnel, and of course provide them incentives and honoraria. That would be a very good venue to protect and promote the rights of our learners and even our teachers' well-being. Okay? Tama ba? Yan. So A, si ilan pong nakakuha ng A? Sino pong nakakuha? You can shout your names because I won't be able to see your responses. I only hear. No, I only hear. Yeah, I only hear your names. Okay, next we go to these sets of rather graph to. Okay, 1 minute again to review the data presented. There's a simple calculation again here. Are you ready to share your answer based on the data from the chart? What is the difference in the public education expenditure per learner for the primary level between the years 2015 with that of in 2019? What's your answer? Is there any correct answer based on the options? Answer? Wala? Okay. What is the primary expenditures of primary learners in year 2015? Magkano po in 2015? In 2015, the expense is how many dollars or in peso? 12,000. Ha? In 2015, primary, 12,982, no? What about in 2019? How much is the expense per learner? So, subtract lang natin 19,160 minus 12,982, and the answer is 6,170. Okay. So the answer is definitely letter D. Okay. May nalito ba? Okay, this is simple calculation. However, you should know where is the primary. That's color. Ano pong color ang primary level? Yellow. Okay. So, okay na. Ay, mali ang ating answer. It should be 617. No, proceed to the next. Another 1 minute. This is the 2022 PISA scores and cumulative education spending of selected countries. We have the Philippines, the Vietnam, Malaysia, and Singapore, and the spending in dollars. Okay. And what about the results in math, reading, and science? Remember, the highest the scores is 5 plus, no, 500 plus, and the lowest is, of course, line of 3. We never been a higher than that of the other countries, no? Lowest nga tayo in terms of PISA result. Now the question says, using the data from the table, which of the following conclusions is supported by the relationship between the cumulative education spending with that of the PISA scores of the selected countries? Is there a difference, significant difference between the spending with that of the results in math, in reading, and in science? So, which of these four options provide you the best explanation or analysis on the data presented? What's your answer? Is it A, the higher the cumulative education spending directly correlated with the higher PISA scores? Is it B, the Philippines, despite having the lowest cumulative spending, got the highest scores in all of the subjects? Is that true? Or C, Vietnam's cumulative spending result is higher in math science scores than Malaysia, despite of spending less? Or D, Singapore's significant, cannot read it, increase in cumulative education spending is associated with the moderate increase in their PISA scores in all of the subject area. Which of these four directly explains the data? Answer? C. Is it on C or D? Definitely the higher the spending, the higher the score is not actually being presented, no? Hindi siya nakaka-support. No, neither Philippines, no? The Philippines nga got the lowest. It doesn't say that it's the highest in all. So we move on. Tama po kayo. We go with D or C. And the answer key says, ala, ala. Saan na? that the last? Okay, the answer is letter C. C. Vietnam's cumulative spending result is higher math science scores than in Malaysia. Tama ba? 469, 462, 472, while Malaysia is 409, 388, and 416. Though Malaysia got the highest spending of how many dollars? How many US dollars ang Malaysia compared to Vietnam? Magkano po ang perang ginugol nila sa education in Malaysia? Do you see the slide still? Nawala ang slide. Okay. Kaya pala hindi kayo sumasagot. Alright. Ito na ba siya? Yes. Tama ba? Magkano ang expenditures ng Malaysia with that of Vietnam? Share screen. How much? Okay, 50,000 was spent by Malaysia, and compared to Vietnam that only spent about 13,800, and they got higher in results than in Malaysia. Tama po? So we're correct. The answer is letter C. Okay, huwag kayong mahiyang sumagot. Mhm. Now we proceed to another set of items. Wait lang po. Ay, lobat. Wait lang. January 23. Can you see the slide? Okay, this was your response or combined responses during your last night session. And we'll just run through. Kumusta pong scores ninyo? Mataas po ba ang naging results? Sino pong mga nag-exam kagabi? Kumusta ang score, Ma'am Miriam? 100? Di ba nagpakita? Okay, I'll just share you after. Okay, so we'll now see the answer key. Your school is in the bottom of 20% of the division's performance ranking in the last SRC. The community demanded quick solutions, so teachers argue that focusing on co-curricular activities will boost the school's visibility. Now, the PTA insists that we should prioritize facilities because classrooms are dilapidated. However, your own data show that grade 3 learners remain low emerging in the reading level. So, as a school head, where should you anchor your first strategic intervention in your new SIP cycle? Is it A, you address the PTA's concern first on dilapidated building? B, we support the co-curricular activities said by the teachers? C, we directly target the foundational reading performance as evidence-based intervention? Or D, we balance all concerns equally by allotting resources proportionally in all the demands of the stakeholders? Kung ikaw ang principal, anong uunahin? Tama ba ang ating answer? Yes? Answer? Tama yung answer key o mali yung answer key natin? Okay, it's good. No, that's correct. Now we proceed to the next. Your MOU is insufficient to this quarter. Teachers lobby that it should use for buying new printers to reduce their workload. The parents request that part of it should use new gates or fencing for the safety of the learners. Meanwhile, the last external audit flagged your liquidation delays due to incomplete documentation. What should you prioritize to ensure both accountability and the school effectiveness? A, purchase the printer. B, fund the gate. C, strengthen the financial documentation and compliance to ensure your transparency and accountability. Or D, split the fund between the teacher and the parents to show fairness of your disbursement. Okay, we stick to the answer key. That's is strengthening first your financial documentation. The answer is
C.
100%. Next, we go to the third question. Your class observation reveals that 70% of your teachers rely on traditional lecture despite undergoing training on DI. So learners' scores not remain stagnant. And some teachers argue that training is too theoretical, and others says students are actually they are naturally weak. So being an instructional leader in your school, what is the most effective step to answer the concern? Is it A, require the detailed lesson plans? B, conduct another in-service training? C, implement peer coaching with demonstration teaching to bridge the theory with that of practice? Or D, allow teachers to continue the lecture methods while waiting for the division-led interventions? Two of you answered B, while 16 answered C. Which is the correct? Tama ba? We stick to the answer, letter C? Okay, we remain on letter C. Next, during the stakeholders assembly, the barangay captain insists that the school's next improvement plan should focus on constructing covered court, since this will serve as community's evacuation center. Teachers, however, argue that the SIP must prioritize the early grade reading program because 60% of grade 2 pupils remain low emerging in the CRLA results. No, parents, meanwhile, are divided. Some value academics while others cite the LGU because of safety. As the school head, which decision best reflects your strategic leadership that is anchored on our DepEd mission? Okay, is it A, re-anchor the SIP to prioritize reading interventions while still negotiating with the LGU? B, approve immediately the covered court proposal. C, place equal weight between both projects in the SIP to avoid conflict with your stakeholders. Or D, defer the SIP finalization until a compromise agreement between the LGU and the teacher is reached. So, okay, so we maintain letter A. Let's prioritize the learners because actually why we exist in DepEd is because we should be learner-centered, no? Now, on this question, strong earthquake occurred while classes were ongoing and some teachers panic and rush their own families, leaving the learners behind. So report surface into social media criticizing the school for unpreparedness, and the division office calls for immediate explanation. Teachers involved say that they acted out of instinct and there should nobody to be blamed. As a principal, what is your best decision moving forward? Implement mandatory emergency drills with clear accountability protocols for all, no? Defend the teacher publicly. May kasalanan yang ginawa ang teachers dyan, no? Tinakbuhan ba naman ng mga bata? C. Request psychological first aid for the teachers and learners and postponing the accountability measures. Or D. Assign emergency tasks only to younger teachers who can physically handle disaster response. Okay, A. Meron din yung nagtanong dito, no? Mag-emergency drill pa ba kapag ongoing na ang earthquake? May earthquake na nangyari, mag-emergency drill. Okay, you should practice already the learned emergency drill. Tama ba? Oh, hide, duck, and cover na agad. Next, in preparation for the Brigada Eskwela, you notice that some parents are willing to donate. Teachers suggest on beautification. The LGU wants visibility of tarpaulins and banderitas or band performances. The SRC shows reading performance remain below. Which two actions best align that of that Brigada Eskwela? Mobilize parents' donations for functional learning spaces and integrate reading corner. Accept LG tarpaulins for visibility and let teachers lead the campus beautification drive. C. Focus on securing donations for infrastructure. Or D. Ask teachers to manage the reading program and use Brigada solely for the maintenance. So we stick to letter A. Yeah. So instead of pure beautifications during Brigada Eskwela, why not a lot, no? Donations as well for the improvement of the learning hubs or your school library or yung mga reading nooks natin, no? Let's bring back the bayanihan through brigadahan sa pagbasa. Okay? Now, a school head noticed that newly hired teachers often feel isolated and they are overwhelmed. To address these, you are viewing possible HRD practices. Reviewing possible HRD, which practices best reflect effective HRMD. 1. Assign a mentor to to new teachers for guiding onboarding. 2. Require new teachers to immediately handle large classes. 3. Conduct quarterly professional learning aligned to identify needs. Or 4. Give newly hired teachers all clerical tasks to train them responsibility. Okay. There are only two responses that are true. It's 1 and 3. Yan. Tama naman. 100%. Do we need to review everything here? Or we proceed now to your next, ito. Lahat ng mga debatable answers pala. Ito, dalawa. Now, let's find out. During the regional earthquake drill, your school's evaluation revealed weak coordination in evacuation and inconsistent safety practices. Which measures represent best practices in ensuring the safety and preparedness? One, establish a school-based disaster risk. Check or wrong? Check or wrong? One. Answer. Check. Integrate disaster preparedness lessons into the class discussion. Check or wrong? Check. Conduct drills only when mandated by the DO. Wrong. Collaborate with local emergency responses for capacity building. Check. So definitely our answer is 1, 2, and 4. 1, 2, and 4. Aha! Kaya pala, C and D are should be correct, no? 1, 2, and 4 eh. So pareho dapat na check ang C and D. Okay? Sorry for that item. Next, ito na naman, naghati-hati. Siguro may something wrong again with the options. Your school is developing a plan to increase external support for literacy and numeracy program. As a school head, you must identify the most effective indicator. Most effective. Let's find out. One, invite stakeholders only during recognition. Check or wrong? Wrong. Establish partnership through a memorandum of agreement. Correct? Correct. Ask parents for voluntary financial donations to cover programs. Correct. Post updates of the schools without follow through. Wrong. So our answer is 2 and 2 and 3. 2 and, 2 and 3 only. Verse 3, as parents for voluntary financial donations to cover program. It's accepted, di ba? Pero ang sagot kasi, what is the most effective? Meaning there should only be one most. Most nga. So the answer is B. B. Most effective meaning there should only be one answer. Okay na to? 100 din yan. 100. Okay, ito. Ayan. You are facing a division audit in your school funds. Now, transparency and accountability must be upheld to protect both the integrity of your school and the leadership. Which one? Submit accurate financial reports on time. Check or wrong? Check. Use discretionary funds without documentation. Post financial statement on school transparency board. Delegate all financial reporting to your bookkeeper and avoid your personal comment as a school head. Okay, the answer is 1 and 3. 1 and 3. So, stick to letter C. May naguluhan lang. Okay, 100. 100. Ito. Your school has an enrollment or growing enrollment of your LSENs, including learners with visual, hearing, and learning disability. Teachers express difficulty in modifying the K to 10 to meet their needs. As principal, you must decide the practices, okay, in most effective in ensuring curriculum accessibility. One, provide teachers with IEAP. Correct or wrong? Correct. Integrate assistive technologies. Check. Assign LCs to separate classrooms permanently. Wrong. Okay. Establish peer tutoring and inclusive group. Okay, so we only remove three. So the answer is one, two, and four. Okay. Okay na yan. Ito. Your school caters learners from indigenous cultural communities or ICCs. The elders and parents advocate for the development of a community-based orthography to preserve your language. So as a school head, you are asked to guide the teachers in ensuring that orthography respects both cultural authenticity and that of the DepEd standard. Okay? One, establishing letters of alphabet based on the unique sounds of the language. Check or wrong? Check. Developing sound symbol correspondence in consistent reading and writing. Check or wrong? Check. Huh? Develop yan. Next, agreeing on spelling conventions that reflect the community's linguistic norm. Check. And applying punctuation conventions that align both the local language and standard. Okay, check. So which of the following four minima is the most foundational to begin in developing the indigenous orthography? Okay. We have four minima in an orthography, no, to be considered as official language. Which among these are the four minimum components to be recognized as a official language? Lahat ba? Okay, there must be a letters of the alphabet, sounds. I think, ah, pero the most, sabi niya na naman, the most, which is the foundational, the most, okay? Again, the question says, pag most kasi, you look for one. You look for one. And one of the most basic requirement dapat ay may A, E, I, O, O sila. Yes, letters. Letters of the alphabet. Do they have established letters of the alphabet? No? Yeah, one is the most important. Okay, that ends your last night session. Who got 100%? We have one who got a score two. We have two 100. We have 595. We have 590%, and we have 585%. 175 and 170. That would mean that you pass all the assessment because 65 is the passing score. Okay, round of applause to everyone. Are you ready for today's assessment? Hello? Okay. Wait lang po and I will share to you your review material. Yes, Wala, may schedule. Hmm? Ah. Okay, it's already sent sa inyo pong chat message. Acknowledge po sa comment ang atin pong assessment. Na-open na po ba?
may kasalanan. Dalawa sila yata. Kahit nakabukas yung pinto, ayaw lumabas. Kasi kung walang mga kasalanan mga yan, kasi paglabas na,
Hello, everyone. Are you all ready now? Can I have a yes or a hello so that we'll proceed? Okay. Now, based on the passage, which of the following most accurately capture the strategic implementation for school leaders in the implementation of the revised senior high school curriculum? Is it we prioritize the student performance in the core subjects to meet the global standards and improve senior high school? Is it B, we focus on improving the infrastructures and resources of senior high school program? C, we forge sustainable linkages with our local industry partners to strengthen the relevance and impact of senior high school program? Or D, increase the number of specialized tracks offered to provide learners with a more uh, car- career-aligned courses? Ang sagot dito ay C. But only four of you got the correct answer. Okay. In the revised senior high school program, we now focus on the sustainability of the linkages, no, in terms of the local industry partners to strengthen the relevance and impact of senior high school program. Then were the days na ito ang problema natin. We implement senior high school program pero wala namang mga industry partners to accept them for immersion. Hanggang ngayon, di ba, yan yung malaking problema. Walang pagpraktisan, walang immersion area. Mostly, they proceed and proliferate the local government units, no, sa mga municipality, LGU halls. Ando na lahat sila, no? Tapos ilan ang high school sa isang particular municipality. Nagfa-flock na sila doon. Okay? And kokonti din ang mga pinupuntahan ng ating mga TVL track or Tech Pro. So yun ang most importantly, in the core subjects nga in letter A, ang sagot nyo core subjects, diba on the revised senior, tinanggal na ang mga napakaraming core subjects. And we only have 5 core subjects now. Yes, hindi natin ini-strengthen ang core subjects kasi it's a repetition or a duplication in the junior high and in college. So A is not actually the most, no, priority. Ang priority is paano sila magkaroon ng skills exhibition or immersion among our senior high schools. Okay, next, given the revised senior high school structure, what leadership focus should the school head prioritize to ensure an effective learner engagement and curriculum responsiveness? Okay, this is not a concern among you because 9 of you got the correct answer. Promotion of learner mobility across clusters through proper orientation on elective subjects. In light of the misalignment between the senior high school curriculum and the Philippine Qualification Framework or the PFQ, which of the following should be the most appropriate decision of the school head to facilitate seamless learner progression and support curriculum coherence? 90% got the correct answer. strengthening the coordination with the TESDA and CHED to institutionalize credit transfer system. Okay. Yan. Credit transfer system. Ito kasi ang problema natin, no? Attest the certificate cannot be as a way or to earn a unit for proceeding to college or in CHED. Wala. So parang na-break na yon from basic education, senior high school to test the kahit na ilang na-accumulate mo na test the certificates, hindi naman kinikredit ng CHED. So kung gusto niyang mag-college, proceed pa rin siya sa first year, no? How about kahit nag-test the certificate siya, it will qualify doon sa baccalaureate degree na pwede niyang i-enroll, no, in CHED. So yun yung tawag natin na PQF or the Philippine Qualifications Framework. What happened after the exit? What happened after senior high school? Okay. Next, 100%. Given the low public confidence in the senior high school program and evidence that instructional delivery failed to meet the curriculum expectation, which school-based initiative should the school head prioritize to restore the program credibility? Our answer is to institutionalize a flexible learning plan that is adjusted with the competency focus and differentiated teaching. As a school head, responding to the evident disconnection between the senior high school curriculum offering and the labor market, which action best ensures that the school's TVL program becomes a viable post-secondary preparation? Okay, there's division of the house here in terms of the answer. Which action best ensure of the TVL program becomes a viable post-secondary preparation track? Realigning the existing SHS with the school capacity to locally available technical facilities, establish a structured partnership with the priority sector industries and review the immersion alignment. Or D, C, promote national certification program for the primary and goal of senior technical vocational. Or D, revise the subject groupings with the TBL track to emphasize the entrepreneurship. For public approval and so that it could have a relation between the curricular offerings to the job market demands, kailangan maraming availability after, no? After completion of the senior certificate for the Tech Pro, may pagtrabahuhan, di ba? If that's our goal na magkaroon ng decent job ang ating mga senior high school graduates, the program to be offered should have an opportunity for partner industries and even immersion, no, during their senior high school. Taliwas kasi ang dami-dami nating program. Sige, nagpapagandahan tayo ng mga courses. Wala namang sasalo sa mga graduates natin after. Should they want to proceed to employment, magiging useless and futile ang ating mga ni-implement. Okay? Now, as a school head, how should you most appropriately respond to the systemic challenge to support effective curriculum delivery and uphold the teacher professionalism? Is it to mandate the strict adherence to the curriculum guide and require the teachers to submit their weekly instructional plan? B, lead to the development of a localized learning delivery plan that is anchored to the unpacked competencies? Okay. Actually, you are now good in looking at this options for a contextualized or localized, no, materials. Recommend that subject group heads should reduce the number of performance tasks, assign additional teaching loads to senior high school faculty. Mali yun. Okay? Next. Another 100% here. In guiding the SHS teachers through a rollout of restructured curriculum, which of the following actions best reflect the school head's role in ensuring the coherence, relevance, and effective implementation of senior high? We convene a school curriculum team to contextualize the reforms into learning plans. Excuse me. Okay, next. How should the school head best exercise curriculum leadership in translating the strengthened SHS shaping paper into meaningful school-based implementation? Is it A, enforce uniformity, delegate, focus on administrative, or lead on evidence-informed school planning process? Okay, sounds like we go with D. Okay, daming nalito dito. Tingnan natin, baka hindi naman correct yung ating answer key. Which of the following school leadership decisions most effectively addresses the national directive to align SHR's learning experiences with actual labor market needs and enhance the employability of tech prof. Increase the hours of theoretical instruction. Okay, that's not good. Require all learners in the tech pro to undergo test the competency assessment. C. Establish a permanent industry advisory councils to co-design the contextualized immersion experiences. Or D. Focus on senior high school performance tasks on simulation-based assessment that mirror industry scenarios. Okay, something that we need to ponder actually, based on the recommendations that the National Treasury Study and other national evaluations confirm that they have not yet gained a meaningful edge of employment or wages. So meaning, kulang daw ang kanilang preparation, no? In response to this, they have called for the decluttering of the curriculum, tighten the alignment with the labor market needs, and better support for the certification of the Tech Pro learners. Okay, how do they align with the actual labor market needs and enhance employability? Okay, we stick with letter C. There should be a permanent industry advisory councils to co-design a contextualized immersion experiences. Okay. Because if we don't have an actual immersion experience, kung saan-saan sila na lang na na-absorb o dinadala, they could not actually practice what they have theoretically learned as says in letter A. Magiging square peg in a round hole or off tangent. Halimbawa, Tech Pro, wala namang hotel, no? Tech Pro ang mga ino-offers natin, wala namang hotel sa isang community. Saan na sila dinala? Kantin. Pwede ba? Mga kantin na lang sila dinadala, mga pansiteria. So, hindi ko naman sinasabing minamaliit yung mga yon, pero actually, kailangan doon, ano mga tech pro courses for hotel and restaurant management. Yung housekeeping, no? Oh. Or front desk services. Housekeeping, pwede ba sa cafeteria? Pwede ba siya sa pansiteria? Doon nyo dinalang mga estudyante? Sagot. Walang sumasagot. Nakatulog na ata mga nire-review ko. Ma'am Miriam, pwede ba doon sila mag-practice, mag-immersion? Di nyo ako naririnig? Am I heard? Hello? Wala na? Salita. Nalulungkot tuloy ako. Baka hindi kayo at is sa subject. You should be, no? For the national assessment, kahit nasa elementary level, ang inyong pong hinahawakan. Hindi natin alam kung ang mga tanong ay nasa senior high school o ng tanong ay nasa junior. No, it's so very generic. Wala naman tayong assessment for senior high school principal, di ba? Wala ding assessment for junior high school principal. Wala ding assessment for elementary. Ito ay very general because you can now be a school head wherever you are because you have the same key result areas. Ang isang elementary high school may handle an integrated school, di ba? Hello? Ang kahit elementary ako, sir, ang orientation ko, I don't have any concern about senior high school. Paano kung yung transferan mo ay senior high school na dati na integrated? So meaning, ang focus mo lang yung elementary? Tama ba yun? Hindi, di ba? Kailangan mong tutukan yung integrated, junior high school. Bantayan mo din yung mga implementations ng senior high school. So, ganun na ngayon, no? You can now be a school head in all of the different level of basic education. So, itong senior high school na pinag-uusapan natin dito, magiging kwan siya, no? It will also affect you as a school head. Yes, so let's pay attention. Tama ba? In Lalo, we have integrated school there. Wala bang integrated doon? Okay. Si Sir Jason. Sir Jason, you are here? Diba? You are currently handling an integrated school with senior high school. Tama ba? You sent already, no? But you do have an experience, no? Handling junior. Okay. So, which leadership strategy should a school head prioritize to ensure the equity in senior high school program offerings, particularly for learners in the underserved and geographically challenged context? Replicate the offering of highly urbanized with that of your rural. Tama ba? Mag-offer din kayo ng mga very highly sophisticated. Nasa kwan kayo, farming and fishing community. So A, definitely will not do. B, focus on school planning on the core. Wala na nga kasi tinanggalan na-stream down na lang. C, implement a school-wide elective clustering approach that maximizes the teacher's strength. Hindi rin pwede, no? Bakit mo i-cluster ang mga electives and they have a specific role, no? Si home economics hindi naman siya pwede sa industrial. Diyos ko, ginawa niyong clustering. That's specialized based on senior high school. Ha? And D, we lead the community-based consultations to design what is a localized senior high school offering that is responsive para maging develop in the near future ang ang rural area community ninyo. Okay. Parang may nagtatanong, may nag-raise ba ng hand? Wala masyadong knowledge. Okay. So at least, wala ko natutulog na kayo. Yan. Yes, of course, kung fishing and agriculture, then syempre ang i-offer natin ay AFA, no? AFA. What is AFA? Agri-Fishery Arts. Ganon. So, ang daming mga specialized courses sa senior high school. Sir Jason, anong in-applyan mo? Baka naman HUMS, STEM, ganun ba? Ayaw mo ng TBL or Tech Pro? Nag-Tech Pro ka? Walang teacher. Yun ang problema sa isang school kasi. Walang teacher na hawak o walang TESDA certification or yung tawag doon. Aside from TESDA certification, kailangan mo pa yung isa yung TM. Ano yung tawag doon sa TM na yun? Teacher sa TM level, no? After certificate ng TESDA may TM pa. To ensure the successful translation of curriculum reform into daily classroom experiences, which of the following instructional leadership practices best reflects the intent of a diversified and contextualized senior high school structure? Diversified and contextualized. Encourage subject integration within the core curriculum to reduce overlapping of content. Direct teachers to maintain uniform learning plan. Allow learners to develop individualized learning contracts to meet competency requirement within their own pace. Or D, guide teachers in designing modular lessons to support the mobility, choice, and cross-track competencies. Okay, the best sounds to answer this kasi lahat ng ABCD ay correct. We move to D, di ba? How can you translate curriculum into daily classroom experience? Okay, it's through designing a modular lessons that will support to the mobility, choice, and cross-track competencies. Which of the following accurately describes the essential processing in translating the SHS reform into actionable school-based planning? Actionable school-based planning. 1. Schools must utilize evidence such as tracer studies. Check, no? School heads are expected to contextualize the senior structure through stakeholders consultation. Check. Revise the subject offerings and elective clusters may be modified annually depending on faculty availability. Or 4, curriculum design should ensure seamless learner mobility between academic and tech pro. Okay. So the one that should not be part is 3. We revise the subject offering and elective clusters that can be modified annually. Paano na lang kung annually ilang years ang senior high school? 2 years. Tapos yearly mo palitan ang mga subjects so wala nang complementary yung mga ginagawa natin kung yearly nagpapalit tayo ng mga a clustering of electives. Okay. Why do we talk about mobility? Okay, it's the learner's options to look for an effective pathways from the academic track to tech pro track. Yan. Kailangan lahat ng mga academic, STEM and HUBs, they have a special subjects or specialized subjects to tech pro. Yan. Kahit one or two subjects. Kaya ang tawag doon ay, ano lang tawag doon, Sir Jason, sa kukuha ka ng dalawang subjects sa Tech Pro? Malala mo ba? Ha? Eh, yung sinadmit mo na application, pure academic ka ba? Dalawa kasi ang options. Pure academic or you, anong tawag doon? Yung may fusion? Uh, so nakakalimutan ko yung term. Tech Pro. S SHS Tech Pro and here's the other one. Karoon tuloy ako ng assignment. Wait lang. Hindi naman blended track or integrated. Okay. Baka to lalabas sa exam natin. The term is doorway options. Doorway, no? The term doorway options. Meaning, doorway is fluidity or mobility na hindi naman lahat ng mga graduates ng general or academic track ay ang kukunin ay academic track. So, kailangan din nila ng preparations for a tech pro. Baka somehow in the future, they venture into ICT or in all other tech pro subjects or courses. No? So, that's the term doorway options. Have you heard about this term already, doorway? Or your first time to hear doorway options? Please read the senior high school shaping paper. Sino nang nakabasa ng senior high school shaping paper? May nakabasa na ba? Okay, that's one salient features of senior high school na kailangan kapag STEM ka, hindi pure STEM subject, no? Kailangan mong halimbawa may TVL track na dati na yung school mo dahil malaki ang school, no? Just like Cagayan National High School, Lalo National High School, that they have STEM, they have HUMS and TVL. Now, hindi pwede na mag-specific lang siya as general academic or pure academic track yung school kasi meron siyang TVL track. So, tawag doon ay kailangan niyang gagawa ng doorway options. Maglagay siya ng dalawang elective na tech pro sa mga STEM subjects and even in academic subjects. Bakit? Ang STEM courses ay kailangan din niya ng techno pro subjects gaya ng ICT. Ang ICT kasi nasa Tech Pro. Ano pa yung mga kailangan niya? Marami, no? Maraming mga pang-science based doon sa mga Tech Pro subjects. Ang tawag doon ay doorway option. Si Tech Pro naman, kailangan niyang pipili ng dalawa din na 2 or 3 subjects sa general or sa academic tracks sa STEM and HUMS. Dahil baka somehow in the future, kahit nasa Tech Pro siya, baka kukunin niya sa kolehiyo ay academic. Okay, naintindihan niyo ba yung meaning ng doorway options? Yes? No, hindi. Para i-explain ulit natin. Okay na? Ayan. Ayan. So, next tayo ay which of the following describe assessment practice? Sige po, isubmit lang ninyo yung mga answers pa ninyo habang nag-explain na tayo dito. Huwag nyo nang palitan. Uy, baka mali po ang answer key natin dito kasi walang nakakuha ng tamang sagot dito sa item na to. No? Which of the following describes assessment practices consistent with the revised senior high school curriculum framework? Assessment tayo, no? 1. Assessment must focus on essential competencies that prepare learner for both higher education and industry demand. Check or wrong? Check. Okay. 2. The revised curriculum promotes the use of formative assessment to monitor the learning progress and guide instruction. Check or wrong? Check. Okay. Instruction, no? 3. Standardized national tests will replace the teacher-developed assessments to ensure curriculum alignment. Check or wrong? Ha? Tingnan natin si 3, ha? Papalitan daw yung mga national standardized test kaya ng math, NCAI o ano, no? 3 and 4, assessment tools should be designed to capture the transversal skills or the 21st century skills such as critical thinking, collaboration, and digital literacy. So we accept 4. Definitely, we cannot replace the teacher developed assessment to a national standardized test because they remain to be a assessment for the national curriculum assessment. So 1, 2, and 4. 1, 2, and 4. Ah, okay. Mali nga ang answer key, no? It's not 1, 2. Okay, ulitin natin ang answer key. It should be 1, 2, and 4. Which of the following curriculum planning actions align with the national directives of improving the labor market response? Parang nasagot na to. Okay. Conducting the labor market scanning to identify the in-demand skills. Check or wrong? Okay, check. Designing elective offering based on the availability of teachers and standard depth attain templates. Okay. Uh, I-park muna natin si 2, no? Engaging industry partners to co-develop contextualized work immersion experience. Check. Mapping the senior school course offering with the national jobs. Forecast data from DOLE. Okay, check. So 1, 3, and 4. 1, 3, and 4. Okay. The answer is A. Tama. Itong si 2 kasi, ang decisions na ngayon sa revise ay si learner. Kung anong gusto ni learner, dapat yun ang nasusunod. Hindi gaya nung last year na walang gustong magturo, wala na. No? Now, we go to the which of the following reflect the roles of Senior High School National Task Force in steering the reform and implementation of strengthened senior high school. What's the role of the National Task Force? Review the curriculum implementation and assess the content mastery. Check or wrong? Recommend that the extension of the basic education to include grade 13. Coordinate with TESDA or work review immersion guidelines. So tanggalin yung C2, no? 1, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. Okay? So it's correct. It's letter B. Which of the following actions are aligned with the key recommendations as mandated by DO 28 series of 2023? Periodically review and refine the offerings. Check. Developing a separate curriculum track for ALS learners with a distinct set of learning standards. Enhancing the coordination mechanism with TESDA for TBL program quality assurance, or institutionalizing learner-centered and outcomes-based assessment in the ALS Senior High School. Ito yung no? Alignment of the senior high school with that of the ALS Senior High School. Parang a separate curriculum track. Di ba in-align na ngayon yung ALS Senior High School to the General Senior High School? Di ba? Yung mga ALS nasa school na sila. So 1, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. Okay? Hindi pwedeng gawan ng ibang track ang ALS. Meron nga tayo ngayong pilot implementation of ALS Senior High School. Which of the following reflect the national policy directions? Ano ang hangad natin sa mga senior high school? That's the national policy direction. Realigning the senior high school curriculum to foster the critical. Check. Streamlining the curriculum by reducing the core standard. Check. Developing senior high school content guided by the check. Strengthening the industry partnership. Check. 3. May alon kasi. May alon, no? Developing the senior content guided by the rankings such as PISA and tips. And it's not. No? The content of the senior high school should be localized, immersion-based, and industry-based, no? Not on the PISA and TIMS alone. So 1, 2, and 4. Tanggalin niyo yung 3. Which of the following school leadership strategies best supports the implementation of the national directive to produce future-ready and career-aligned senior high school graduates? Okay, let's say yes. Facilitate curriculum map that links to the subject competencies to the real world. Okay, future-ready, no? Tama. Encourage elective design based primarily on teachers' specialization. Okay, it's a big X. Forge local industry for authentic work. Check. Promote problem solving and critical thinking. Okay, 2 is not a part. So 1, 3, and 4. Correct. Ala, yung D. Ang dami sumagot. As a school head, is tasked to lead the reorientation sessions for parents and students on the revised senior high school. Which of the following key message should be emphasized in communicating the rationale and implications of the track? The reduction of the two tracks mainly responds to the budget cuts. Hindi pwedeng ganon ang sasabihin. B, the revised track ensure better streamlining of electives but limit the access of the niche specialization. Hindi naman pwede. C, the restructured tracks align with the global best practices while positioning a tech pro as equally prestigious with that of the academic. Okay. And D, the remaining one of the TBL track was necessary to discourage the students in choosing. That's negative, no? So the very purpose why we only have 2 tracks already is to make sure na lahat ay co-equally important. Hindi gaya noon na TBL ka lang, no? Kaya nga sinabing Tech Pro para maging sosyal ang mga TVL. Tech Pro na ang term, hindi na siya TVL. O, di ba? Technical professional. Professionalized na rin ang mga technical vocational courses. Mababa din ito. A group of parents raises concern over the removal of arts and sports track, fearing it would limit their children's creative and athletic opportunity. As a school head, which best aligns with the directions? The new structure limits the creative opportunity but strengthens the job placement. Or B, while the name tracks were streamlined, students may still pursue arts and sports through the elective clusters. Okay? May mga sections lang, no? Kung teacher ka, you go with teacher elective. Kung gusto mong maging doctor, we go to doctor's elective. Ganun na yung mga sectionings ngayon sa senior high school. If they prefer to be engineers, there are elective subjects for engineers, section engineers. Kung gusto nilang maging sports enthusiast, there is a separate group or sections for sports. Kung arts naman, there is also an elective class for arts. Ganun na ngayon. So, mas maganda. So, si Sir Jason, kapag i-group na niya yung mga hymns niya noon, humanities and social sciences, pwede niyang i-section ang senior high school 1, academic 1, teachers. Yung lahat ng guro, ang courses, doon sila. Section 2, doctors. Section 3, accountants. Section 4, police. Section 5, depende kung ilan ang teachers mo ng senior high school, no? Pero ang pinag-uusapan ngayon kasi ay learner choice, not teacher's choice. Okay, maganda ang senior high school na track natin ngayon. Nakadepende na sa kung ano yung option ni bata. sa mga elective subjects na i-offer. As a senior high school curriculum committee is preparing for the rollout of the restructured senior high school curriculum, one issue raised is how to schedule the core and elective subjects without exceeding 30-hour per week policy limit. Increase the number of required electives to maximize the subject offering. Offer all the 4 core subjects within the single semester to allow more time for immersion. Or C, adhere to integrative year-round offering of the 5 core subjects while limiting the electives. Or D, reduce the work immersion hours temporarily to accommodate the additional electives within the semester. Okay, so our answers here should be we still adhere to the integration of the year-round offering of the 5 core subjects. Now, the school head observes that learners often select electives based on peer influence or teacher availability rather than their personal interests or the long-term career goals. In light of these, what is strategy should the school head implement to uphold that their choice is learner-centered intent? Okay? Our answer here is to institutionalize the regular career guidance sessions. Dami pa. Pero good to go naman na. Wala naman ng debatable answers. Meron lang dalawa dito. The grade 11 student of academic track expresses interest in enrolling the 2 Trek Pro electives related in digital fabrication and food processing. His advisor is unsure whether this is permissible or whether the school should allow cross-track enrollment. As a school head, how should respond to ensure the proper implementation of the doorway options? Okay, deny the request, allow the student to enroll only, or approve the requested and ensure scheduling of the equipment and instructional support to uphold. Kasi yun yung choice niya, no? You have to approve. How's the total scores? Matataas? Okay. I'll be sharing to you the senior high school shaping paper for you to study, no? Study. Baka they might be getting items on the senior high school shaping paper. Nasa kwan kayo, no? Na middle bracket lang naman. Middle. Walang naka-perfect on the 200. Pero i-recheck ko yung isang answer key natin. Okay? So, do you have any questions so far? Nakita niyo yung ba yung mga scores niyo na? Ba't hindi kayo nakatest? Okay, sige. You can have time. Naka-open naman po lagi yung mga links na binibigay ko sa inyo. Okay, so I guess we'll end our sessions tonight and see you again next meeting. Thank you very much for your active participation. Bye-bye for now. Yeah, so salamat po sa mga nasa YouTube partners natin and subscribers. Thank you for your active, no, and very supportive way to help Maestros TV. Bye-bye po and thank you. God bless. See you again next meeting.